I'm a running gun from the break of the sun. Gotta cut them off and get in front. I can't sit in a trance, I'd take the chance till I find one that wants to dance, son. Sometimes I wonder about my never-ending hunger for chasing thunder.
Hey, welcome back. It's turkey season live right here on the Mossy Oak GO app. I bet you thought we forgot about you, but we didn't. We still got the best content providers every Monday night, and remember, it's always free. Best content providers, Monday night, turkey season live. Hey, let's get it started.
That's just how we hoped it would start.
Welcome to season 2 of Chasing Spring. We're in Pontotoc, Mississippi, and I'm joined by Jeff Lovin and Brandon Pendergrass. We are really excited about bringing you what we hope to be some awesome turkey hunting footage this spring.
It feels like we're in Pontiac, Michigan right now instead of Pontotoc.
It turned off.
Yesterday it was like 81, 82, and now it's like 42.
It really did turn off
like
cold.
5 or 6 layers on right now.
And the turkeys have turned off cold too. That's why we're shooting interviews.
Perfect time for an interview, yep.
Exactly.
We had an awesome start day before yesterday, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And kind of got the lay of the land. So tell me about your hunt yesterday morning.
Yesterday was awesome because like there's not many days throughout the spring you get to call one in right off the roost. But we did yesterday, and it actually turned out really good.
Yeah, we had
you always take those, you know, it's like, I'm so glad this happened, because most of the time you got to work a lot harder.
Yeah, it's always good to have one you work for, and you feel like, oh, we earned him. And then it's also good to be like, you know what, we didn't do much this morning. He just flew down and came right to us.
Day 1, season 2 of Chasing Spring in
Mississippi.
Yeah, since we got done in Nebraska last year, I've kind of been looking forward to this day.
Yeah.
But here it is. So we're going to get up on this ridge, and there's a T in the road. And Spence said they like to roost basically right at that T in the road.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to get.
Yeah.
We still got a little bit to walk, but not too far across this.
Let's kick it off the right way, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can probably get to that pine.
There was a road, and you always kind of want to sit on a road, and it's kind of thick on both sides. So we're like, let's just find a tree. The turkey gobbling down there about 125 yards. Like, let's just set up here and try it. And y'all just ended up having to be in a good spot.
And y'all were pretty close to where we worked the 2 birds the morning before, right?
Exactly. The
that
two
helped
gobblers,
us a lot.
it did help a lot because we kind of knew where they wanted to be.
Yeah.
And the 2 gobblers were roosted on the left side of the road, and then once we got set up, we didn't know it initially, but there were some hens roosted on the right side of the road.
So you're right
and so
in between.
Obviously the hope was, let's get them to fly down. If they step out in the road, they're going to see the decoys, and it's hopefully it'll bring them right to us.
And these are the same 2 probably loudmouth 2-year-olds that we messed with on Thursday.
Exactly.
I knew I heard a hen over there too.
As morning's breaking, they're gobbling. We get the decoys set, and we start hearing yelping off to our right. We're like, man, we're in a pretty ideal setup. And the hens start flying down, and when they start flying down, we're looking in the trees, and like the trees are. I mean, we were right under them. We didn't actually see the turkeys, but we could see the trees moving when they pitched out. And of course, it wasn't long after that, and we could hear the gobblers fly down, and they gobbled once they hit the ground. But when they gobbled, it wasn't like, oh, get ready, they're coming, It just sounded like they just kind of pitched straight down underneath us. And we're just sitting there by the only tree really in the road to set up on. And the 3 of us are around there, and we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden I was like, in the road, in the road. They step out like 75 yards.
2 light bulbs.
Yeah.
The road. There's a gobbler in the road, 2 of them. All right. Yeah, they're coming right to us.
Are they coming?
Yep.
Right to the decoy.
Yep. got me with my gun down a little bit. When he turns, I'm gonna get my gun up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot the strutter, okay? The strutter. Yeah, baby. Right off the roost, just like we hoped it would.
Don't get a ton of them off the roost here.
No, and
We're kind of being quiet because there's still turkeys like
yeah,
less than 100 yards, I think, over here.
there's definitely more gobblers here, and there's another one back over here too.
And then the one that was with this one too.
Yeah, gosh, awesome, freaking awesome, man.
It's a good way to start the
That
season.
is just how we hoped it would start.
Mississippi, north central Mississippi. Those turkeys were gobbling good. We got a good setup because they were both over here about 100 yards. And then we could see hens in the trees right here. And they were pitching down, and we just did a good spot.
Yeah, we just happened to be kind of between both groups, and
Luckily, Spencer was here last year, and he kind of already knew where the turkeys were going to be, so.
Yeah, and you've been on this property before, but for us, I mean, we were just walking in here, and you're like, hey, they usually like to be back here. And we're like, okay, sounds good. And we walk in, you know, it's a total different landscape. We've never been here. And so having a little pre-scout definitely helped. And then, of course, every day you hunt it, you learn, like, well, they like to go this way or whatever.
Well, the Bowens have been very gracious to let us run amok on their farm.
Yeah.
And I told Derek Friday morning, we went kind of to the north end of the farm to try some new dirt, and I could see in Pender's face he really wanted to go try the new spot. But in my mind, I was like, there's no way we cannot send you guys to kick it off with a camera down there.
It was awesome.
I have to be honest with you.
Right off the roost.
Yeah.
Turkeys right off the roost.
Right off the roost.
Rather than like walking 9 miles and trying to get on one, like they did what they were supposed to do.
This is the first time I've shot this gun at a turkey.
Yeah.
It's 1 for 1 so far.
Yeah,
so
so far.
I like how we're starting our relationship.
He's a pretty bird too.
It is beautiful turkey. You know, it's supposed to pour rain today. We didn't even think we were gonna get to hunt.
Probably the next 45 minutes or so.
And honestly, I was wanting to come up here and beat the lucky duck decoys up, but I don't think he was going to. It's just, I mean, you can see probably just a 2-year-old turkey.
When they got up there, they're like, oh, he looks kind of big.
They're like, but Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. He's just sitting on the ground. They were like looking at him. And I knew that Austin had good footage of him coming all the way up the road. And I was like, this is too pretty just to let him hop up in the woods. And
I was going to shoot as well, because I was like, well, we might as well double. But the way we had to set up, Lovey's gun barrel was like right here. And I'm like, dude, that's going to blow my eardrum. I was like, so I told him, I was like, I'm just going to plug my ear instead. So I just go ahead and shoot.
well, and I'll be a little bit honest. I know you've already shot several in Hawaii and watched a bunch die, so I was like, I'm gonna get a little bit greedy and I'm gonna shoot first.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I knew you didn't.
So where to from here? Another day or two here, and then
Day or two here, we head to Georgia.
Yeah, we're going to go down to
Mossy Oak
South Georgia, hunt with the Jebs guys, and saddling up in Black Betty, and we're headed down that way.
I love it. Well, I've seen some trail camera pictures, and I think Mr. Bobby's got them primed up and ready for us. So
Yeah, well,
we can get the weather to play play fair.
Yeah,
it ought to be good.
It's pretty far south Georgia, so they should be gobbling pretty good.
Yeah.
By now, so
Yeah.
I look
But
forward to it.
The good news is season 2 is off to a good start.
Yep.
And so it should be.
Why don't y'all kill one more before you leave here?
I hope so.
It won't
Okay.
be for
I
lack
hope
of
we kill
effort,
one
I
in the
can
next
promise.
20, 30 minutes. I'm sitting here trying to concentrate on these interviews at the same time looking out in these green fields.
Yeah.
Like, is there any more strutters out there anywhere?
Well, good. All right. Well, on that awkward note, let's wrap it up.
I'll rip another one, Eddie.
I'll open another one, Eddie. We've been really bored because yesterday
it's
it poured rain all day. So
We watched-
gets out his phone, pulls out the Mossy Oak GO app, and we watched TK and Mike all day.
Yeah.
For like 6 hours.
We streamed TK and Mike because it's the only thing on the Go app that's not in 4K.
Yeah, because cell phone service here is terrible.
It's like extreme standard def. We're like, oh, this is extreme. It's fine.
Yeah.
What about that shot on that crow, Eddie?
Yeah.
I'll up another one.
I'll
Eddie.
rip another. All right.
Classic.
You know, here at Mossy Oak, our passion for turkey hunting has been in our blood for a long, long time. And that deep-seated passion watered the roots for our very first camouflage over 30 years ago. And that passion is still growing today with our National Wild Turkey Federation Obsession Pattern, which in our opinion is as close as you can get to disappearing in the spring woods. Mossy Oak Obsession, the official camouflage of the National Wild Turkey Federation.
I'm a running gun from the break of the sun. Gotta cut 'em off and get in front. I can't sit in a trance. I take the chance till I find one that wants to dance, son.
Well, it's no secret that Florida is the first place to start turkey hunting every year. Fellow road crew member Joe Justice and I, we wanted to start as early as we could, so I started calling some friends and had a buddy that hunted in Florida, did some hog hunting, and a few days later he got in contact with me, said, I've got a friend named Brian, and he said y'all could turkey hunt.
Florida 2019, so it begins. We just met up with our buddy Brian down here. He's gonna take us to the property we're gonna try tomorrow, opening day 2019, so Gobble Fest is underway.
So a few days later, Brian gave me a call, said he had turkeys everywhere, and a lot of times when people don't turkey hunt and they tell you we've got turkeys everywhere, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But so we arrived a day early, and about an hour before dark, we pulled up at the ground and we walked around and showed us the place. Seen some turkey sign, but right at roost time, we did a few owl hoots and stuff, but didn't hear or see a turkey. So the next morning we went in completely blind. We looked at the maps and seen in the very back of the property was where the woods were and where they probably would roost. And 3 or 4 trails come together. So we got in there about an hour before daylight, popped up a blind, and just sat. Well, after daylight, we didn't hear a single gobble. So we started just doing some blind calling. Next thing we know, a hen come running in to our right. She started attacking the decoys. A few minutes later, here come 2 gobblers.
Yeah, they're Jake's. Jake, 2 of them. You sure that one looks like he's got it? They got some birds. If I can get up enough.
They didn't have any beards, not much of a beard anyway. And at first we thought they were jakes. They started walking around and we noticed they had spurs. So we decided, let's take these birds, and maybe the only 2 gobblers around.
You tell me when you're ready. You ready? I'm ready. 1, 2. The double, what's the chances of that?
Wow.
Dadgum. Wow. They come right in there like they're supposed to.
We just doubled. Joe and I, first thing opening morning, doubled video. It was awesome.
It is. We have not heard a gobble yet, though.
No.
So I don't know what's up with that, but we got 2 birds. That's all that matters.
Yes. Yes. God is good.
Every day.
The rest of them, there's a lot of birds here, guys. A lot of birds. So we're gonna go out here and grab these 2, throw them behind the blind, get back in here. It's still early. We didn't mess anything up. Start doing a little bit of calling and see what happens.
We both had the first birds, Osceola birds. So we grabbed the birds, got back in the blind, was just sitting waiting, trying to figure out what we'd do next. Here come a hen walking into her left. I looked out the blind, here come a strutter right down the road behind her.
Strutter in the road. Strutter in the road. He's coming right down. He should see the decoys in just a minute.
Straight in the decoys, started attacking the Jake just like you want him to do. I ended up shooting him and I was done. By 10 o'clock I was tagged out, finished. I grabbed that bird, got back in the blind, trying to figure out what we was gonna do with Joe's last tag.
Old Mac Daddy, was that not unreal? Never made a word, just doing some soft yelps, putts, purrs with the bat wing too. Come strutting right in. We heard him drumming before we seen him. Come right down the road. Went right up to the decoys. Boom.
We thought, well, we'd sit there for a little bit longer and then move out to the front of the property later on. And just a few minutes later, we heard a gobble out in front of us. Started working that bird. Next thing we know, 5 longbeards and a bunch of jakes come straight in front of us.
Number 2, oh my gosh, we just doubled. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. That's a double. That's 4 birds opening morning in Florida. This has been insane. They weren't gobbling good early on. We got them to come in.
They ended gobbling, didn't they?
They ended gobbling, but we just got these birds fired up. Patrick killed a big one a minute ago. His second came in silent with the hen. We were just doing some clucks, some light purrs. These birds fired up on us when we started calling, and a whole bunch of them came in, so unbelievable morning, 2019. Congrats, brother.
Let's go check him out. And Joe shot that one, tagged out by 11 o'clock. This was one of the most memorable hunts I've ever been on, just to kind of go in blind and kill 4 birds within 11 o'clock, tagging out on Osceolas. It's a hunt to remember.
Longbeard came. Mr. Longbeard said, "Hey Joe, why don't we come see the show?" Tagged out in Florida 2 times.
Awesome.
Well, Patrick and Joseph, they've went down to Florida, and they've went down there, well, lack of a better term, blindly. They went down to Florida thinking they had birds to hunt, but not really knowing if they did or not. You know, it reminds me of some scripture in the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 39, where Jesus is speaking a parable to them, and it says, "Can the blind lead the blind?" It says, "Shall they not both fall into the ditch?" Well, that's exactly the way Patrick and them went down there. But you know, with this hunt, thankfully, everything worked out great. They were able to harvest four birds in just a matter of hours. It was spectacular. You know, sometimes in our Christian walk of life, it's sort of the same way. We've got the blind leading the blind, and sometimes we as Christians, we fall into that ditch. But I'm thankful that we have a Savior that's always there to pick us back up and put us on the right track.
Obsession encompasses the mindset of everyone at Mossy Oak. We obsess over hiding from, chasing, and conserving the critters we pursue. In this episode, we follow Will Dixon, son of the late Bob Dixon, one of Mossy Oak's very first employees, as he reflects on time spent with his father while chasing turkeys in Wyoming. This is The Obsessed.
So I met Bob Dixon, in 87. I'd heard about him before I ever met him, but I knew of him from Will Primos, who was our earliest supporter at Mossy Oak. And he was on the Primos Pro staff. I knew that. And I heard he was going to help Will with his early videos. And so we were invited to be on the video. And when we got there, I'll never forget coming around the bend in the road, seeing this elaborate TV production crew filming 2 guys leaning over under these lights and tents and stuff. And there were 2 guys, and I recognized Will, so I knew the other guy was Bob Dixon. And we walked up there, I think I was with Cuz, and we're kind of being quiet not to disturb him, and I could hear him talking about, one of them talking about the J-shaped gobbler dropping and how that, meant that it was a gobbler, and they were talking about the difference between a hen and gobbler droppings. And so the first thing I ever said to Bob Dixon, I said, "It's nice to meet a man who knows his poop." I was a fan. He had the most infectious, great, wonderful personality, instant wit that I've ever known. And, we became fast friends in the first day that I ever met him.
But how lucky we are to be able to come out here and do this and spend time in the outdoors, and what a privilege it is. And it's so easy to take it for granted. It's so easy to take it for granted. I'm a lucky man to be able to do this right here. What I'm not gonna be so lucky about is trying to get him up this hill.
The main thing I can always remember about everybody that came along, and especially Bob, he really believed in Mossy Oak. He really believed in the camouflage and what we were trying to do. And, you know, he just, you know, I didn't have that much. We couldn't afford that much at that time. But he's like, I believe in what y'all are doing. I'll do it. It was just amazing. And then the chemistry with him and Bill and then Cuz and everybody really just set the tone for the growth of Mossy Oak like I could have never dreamed. I guess the number one thing I want people to really take in about Bob Dixon, and it's been 15 or more years now since he passed from this earth, is that forever, and I said this at the wake the 2 days after he died, I want to be sure everybody knew. It just struck me, and it's not even just not necessarily just to pay tribute to Bob, but it's the truth. If you look around here today and all over the world and just more different types of businesses than you can even count, you see that Mossy Oak logo. You hear the name used. Just everybody needs to know that without Bob Dixon, there probably wouldn't be. There probably wouldn't be a Mossy Oak today like it is now. I can say that about a couple other people too. I'm not leaving them out, but I'm telling you, he was that important to Mossy Oak and to me and to our family and our team, Bill, Cuz, all of us in those early days, and he always will be. Man, I miss him so much. It's so hard, you know, even all these years later. And you think about, but all you can ever do is be grateful for all the great memories. And man, we had so much fun raising the kids together. And we all had a place to take our kids and spend time together. And, you know, it was a really good place, but it wasn't necessarily how good the hunting was. It's just all that time spent, you know, together and taking the kids. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And how much time and love he put into Will, and they hunted together all the time. They were inseparable. As great, honestly, as great of a daddy, and especially an outdoors and hunting, fishing dad as I've ever known.
Everywhere I go, it's beautiful, but this place has been truly breathtaking. And to be able to do what I love most and call up turkeys for people here has been incredible. And just getting to reconnect, and you know, you see Neil and Daniel, and it's just, we pick up where we left off years ago. You know, even though we hadn't seen each other in a couple months or a year, it's just like best friends when you're back together. You pick right up where you left off. It's been a blast, truly been a blast. And this hunt, these memories are something I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. Let's see. I moved to West Point when my dad was hired by Mossy Oak. I had my first birthday there. 2 or 3 years older than Daniel and Neil. Don't remember life not knowing them. My earliest memories of Mossy Oak were a one-room or one-office building downtown, West Point, Mississippi. Sold camouflage out of the front and offices in the back. I can remember going in there as a child and there'd be a dead turkey hung up in the back room where someone had killed one before work that morning. And you go in and sit in Uncle Bill's office or Dad's office or Mr. Toxey's office and hear the story. People ask me, what does Mossy Oak mean to me? And to me, it means family. My dad was a great guy. You know, he never met someone he wasn't friends with or didn't like. It didn't take people spending, 5 minutes with him to feel like they were best friends. He was one of the original, 6 people in Mossy Oak back when they sold camouflage door to door, mom and pop store to mom and pop store before it is the company it grew into. I've been very fortunate and blessed. I was just lucky enough to be the one that got to call him Dad. See, I don't remember not hunting. I really don't. I started turkey hunting when I was 6 years old. I'm about to turn 30. But I still remember my first one like it was yesterday. And Dad said, kill him now, kill him now. And I shot, and all I could see was fire. I didn't even know if I'd killed the turkey. And we ran out there, and he scooped me up, and I remember him looking at me and saying, son, burn this hunt into your mind forever, because you'll never kill another first turkey. I still have that shell at my house that I shot the first turkey with him. We had lots of great experiences together. He was truly my best friend. And I remember Dad sitting us down and telling us he was sick, trying to explain it to us, and being just a child, not fully grasping what it meant. And to learn about cancer and the terrible disease that it is. And we're blessed. The Mossy Oak family supported us and did things above and beyond to help in any way they could. And it just wasn't in God's plan. He has a plan for us all. But as Dad got sick, I watched him, and he started doing, I remember the first camouflage Bible that came out with, the Hunter's Bible, and going with him to different conventions and hearing him speak about how the Lord had worked in his life, and getting to watch him testify and bring people to the Lord. And they put me on a plane and flew me to Minneapolis to see him. I think at that point, they all realized that the end was very near. I was young, I didn't quite realize it, still holding on to hope that he would get better. And I got to see him one last time while he was up and able to talk to me. And we talked about hunting. The last words he ever said to me were, we'll be hunting turkeys in no time. You know, I didn't understand that for a while because he passed away very, very shortly after that. But as I've gotten older, I've come to understand what he meant. He's with me all the time. Every time I sit down and yelp at one. He's moving to the right.
That may be, I think that's a group of turkeys in the one here.
You see those two tallest trees over there?
Yeah, that's where that turkey
to the
gobble.
right.
But that last gobble was over here. Yeah, yelp on that box. Yeah, they're not fat at all. Hey, come on. Hey, put the decoys in the road here now. Get right there.
As I've gotten older and, you know, my focus has changed and my perspective, you know, you gotta enjoy every second. It used to be more, faster, just go. And now it's like I've taken a step back and you look at the bigger picture and really appreciate the small things in life and take it all in, because you're never guaranteed another day, you know, every sunrise, every sunset, because you don't ever know if you'll never get to yelp at another one. What fuels my obsession now is to give back, making sure that my children, your children, hopefully one day my grandchildren, they have the same opportunities that I've had to experience the great outdoors. I'm Will Dixon, and I am obsessed.
It's raining again. Got this rain suit on, at least the bottoms, before I even leave the truck this time. Going in after the turkey from yesterday, of course. Gonna have to get back, sit back, and wait on him to come to us. Kind of a deja vu to the first turkey we killed a couple days ago here in the great state of Pennsylvania. So I hope he comes and does the same thing he did yesterday. If so, we should be in the house. All right, let's go. Well, we're in here, and he's out there doing his thing. Gobbling like a champ. We just stuck sitting back here holding her breath, hoping he chooses our way to get here. We may yell at him before he flies down, but hopefully we are where we should be. He's got a little high spot, a little ridge, is nice, clean and open. Connects to that field he was in yesterday all day. We're probably 80, 100 yards from that field edge. So if he gets around us and gets in the field, that's fine. We'll be able to make a play on him from here. And hopefully, I hope he walks up right down through here to get there. So he won't make it to the field. Should be enough. I think he heard it. I think he's on the ground now. Oh yeah, he's right here. Coming straight down the line like he's supposed to. I see him out there. About 125 out there, right down the gun barrel. Got a hand with him. Going to the right. Dang it. Right here. Hear him drumming. Drumming right down the gun barrel, right behind this big old tree. There he is, right here. Got a turkey in front of me, but I hear him drumming and I ain't sure if it ain't a Jake. Uh-oh, it could be a problem. Jake just walked right past me at 20 yards. Still hear him drumming out here. Is he flanked left on me? Surely not. Surely you'll follow that in and that Jake. Surely. Another turkey's gobbling in the field behind us now. That's gotta make him break. That turkey's done went way up to the flipping right. Jake went by 20 yards. He's on an old gravel road that runs up through here. And he's walked way up to the daggone right. Don't make any sense. Coming back down here to the call. One turkey's gobbling in the field back there. I know he's going to that field, but it looks like he's going to leap way high of me. Well, right when you think you got him figured out, they make a fool out of you. He has made a fool out of him is what he's doing. Go figure. I'm kind of getting used to it. You know how it is. If you turkey hunt, you're going to get used to it. Y'all can probably see that little bitty piece of the road that he's on right there. He just walked right across it, just gobbling, walking straight away. This other turkey has gobbled a handful of times in the field behind us. I don't think it's that Jake. But that turkey literally has not gobbled all day until he gets to the field. This one is the one that's been gobbling, and he just left his hen and his Jake buddy and just walked straight up this road gobbling. That blows my mind. The other turkey's gobbling's picking up. I just laid eyes on the Jake, feeding kind of way in the field. The gobbler sounds like he's closer to the tree line, a little bit lower in the field, so I'm fixing to start angling that way to see if I can work my way to the field edge. That's him, or he's just strutting. Gosh dang. If I just waited on him in the field like I was supposed to. Dang it. I'm hiding behind all these dead trees and treetops. He's strutting out there for that hen and Jake that walked past me at 20 yards earlier. The other gobbler's completely out of earshot now, and this boy's just bowed up. I'm looking at him through a treetop. I don't know if y'all can see him or not. Let me see if I can get this thing to... He's right through that treetop right there in the center of the screen. Just strutting his stuff. There he is out there, larger than life. Right beside the two turkeys that I had walked past me at spitting distance this morning. And there just ain't much that I can do with him out there. But I think for now we're going to camp out in the corner of this field and just see if they kind of bounce their way around here. The sun's popped out. I'm curious if that's going to make them move. They had moved 20 yards the whole time I've been sitting here watching them, probably close to an hour. I did hear the initial gobbler gobble 3 or 4 times over my shoulder here, just as far as you could hear. The other gobbler's made his appearance, and he came out way down, about halfway down the field. There he is. We got this guy who's about 20 yards closer than he was. His hens are right there on the left side of the screen, right at the edge of the timber. So, I guess we just sit and wait and see what unfolds here. Problem is, I'm standing up, so I can't get this camera as high as my eyes are. And I'm barely over the top of all this junk. The hens are at 50 right now. Come on, buddy, come on. Is he seriously gonna go straight across? You gotta be freaking kidding. Come on, man. I think some days it just ain't meant for you to kill one of these jokers. The hens was walking to me. I got everything situated. They got to about 42 and kind of meandered into the corn instead of him following them and doing just as they did. He kind of stayed there and kind of started angling down, kind of cutting them off. So then the hens doubled back, went back his way. So not good, boys. We still ain't got us a turkey. They're still out in front of us. They're making a move low, so when they go behind that hedgerow on the right there, I'll be able to back out of here and see if I can't loop around and try to kind of get in front of them. "67 yards again. Hens just walked right out of that little roadway there into that hedgerow. I guess he's gonna let them go. Yep, he's letting them go. See what he does to a call now that you don't have hens. Now he's breaking right like he's gonna follow the hens. What in the devil's going on with these turkeys, man? Jeez. Alright, so that's the last time I called to those turkeys ever. The turkey just gobbled a few times and turned walked straight in the woods after those hens after I called to them. Unbelievable. Here comes the other long-bearded cross. See if his mind is different since he ain't got competition with his buddy now. What you gonna do, buddy? He's looking hard, but they look like they're bearing down there toward them other turkeys. Here we go again. Them turkeys. These turkeys are avoiding this corner like the plague, man. I don't know what the deal is. That turkey just, he wants to come up here so dang bad. But when he goes through, we'll make a move. Some days you just ain't meant to kill one. He got up there at 68, 67, and looked at them other turkeys across that little hedgerow and turned around, and now he's walked back to the other corner of the field, just standing there like he'll gobble. But he will look at the call and is absolutely in love with it, but he will not walk up here. He feels like he can see and he can't. Thing is, I can't go left and go around that side of the field. It's wide open. And there's some camps and stuff up in there that some folks are working at and stuff. I'll have to go to the right, which is where those other turkeys are. It'd be nice to know exactly where they are, because if there's in the back corner, that little green field, that's right where I sat yesterday evening. I can get into that field, I think, with them. Using this, it ain't gonna be easy, but it'd be using all that junk as cover. Well, we're making a move. I jumped into this timbered stuff with all the tops and whatever. It's open, so I wouldn't doubt the turkeys could make their way in it, but I got him to gobble. Right before I left, he was down at the end. One turkey's gobbling right there. But I don't think that's the bigger turkey. Not that I care, but I think the bigger turkey's between me and him. I need to hear from both of them. There's that turkey. Where's the other one? They're both out there now, is that right? Feeding straight this way. Right on the edge of this hedgerow, feeding down it.
But we got him. Dad gone. I just had to change the GoPro not to have looked over my barrel camera. I'd only run for a few seconds, so I turned it on. It's off now, so I have no idea if it was running long enough to get the shot. Well, I've been doing really good about this year. I bought so many batteries this year. Hadn't run out of battery. I did today. Here's what y'all were just looking at, I think. If the turkey, I don't know if y'all ever saw him or not, but he was right out there on the edge of the field, like 20 yards away, gobbling his brains out, gobbling like no turkey should gobble this time of year. Not in, want to stay safe. But we saw him up here, we looped around, we got in this hedgerow. This hedgerow has been like Grand Central Station for all the turkeys in the whole field all day, all morning. I've been up in that corner, which is right back yonder, all morning, and been having them at the fringe of gun range, as you've seen. I came up this hedgerow thinking I'd yelp these turkeys down this hedgerow because they're used to coming up down it. Obviously, they like it. Well, I got up here, and he's gobbling in here, and so I slip into position, and about that time, I ease over these multifloral rose, the rose bushes. And I look up, and the joker is walking down the edge, just gobbling right down the edge to me. But he is doing it slowly. So I've got every camera I got on, and they all go dead. I look over, and this one's dead. There's no way for me to change it. The barrel camera, I turn it on and it blinks, and I look down at it and it's not blinking, so I know that it's dead. I turned it on right before the shot, so if it stayed on for 3 or 4 seconds, maybe we got something. Looked over and the GoPro was dead. I did take the opportunity when he put his head down. I did change batteries in the GoPro, so that's asking a lot of me. But I was trying to wait on that joker to clear this tree right here. And he went behind the tree, and I was expecting him to come out so that we could get it on camera. And I looked up, and that joker then turned around and started walking back up the edge, and I thought, no. I'm sorry. I'm real sorry. I'm not sorry. I can't promise I won't do it again tomorrow, but I'm sorry that it didn't pan out like we all want it to. Oh, how's that? Let's sit down. Y'all sit down with me. Let's solve the world's problems. Oh. Mm-hmm. Done warmed up. 24 hours after striking this turkey, for the first time, we were able to put our hands on it. Yelped at them turkeys and got them to gobble 25 so times yesterday, and didn't know that I could have went across the road and hunted them. What an idiot. They had a little sign I saw up on the corner of the property, said something about, you know, safety zone around the house. I guess that's since they allow hunting, just kind of a little, hey, don't blow the windows out sign, which is understandable. Don't nobody want to be woken from their sleepy stupor with a gunshot blast outside the window. Anyways, once I figured that out, I came here last night, found him, roosted him, had to play, anyways, ain't no sense in running through the whole morning. Y'all will get to see it, at least bits and pieces of it, and have probably got the gist of what happened by this point. What a flippin' rodeo this morning. Lord of mercy at all the things that just... I didn't think I was going to kill one today. I was like, it's just one of them days that you do everything right and nothing goes right for you, and it ain't nothing you done wrong. So we hunted down more south from here, killed the first turkey, and the turkeys to me just didn't seem like they were clicking. Like I didn't hear a lot of gobbling after the roost. Turkeys only gobbled a handful of times. I laid my eyes on some company. Black flies in this place are just unreal. I don't know if a thermocell would help, but mine sure ain't gonna help because it won't light. It ain't but 14 years old. I want to get more out of than that. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to Thermocell using lots of adjectives. It's gonna be a good one. Get Courtney to proofread it. She's a good proofreader. But anyhow, I gotta get a new Thermocell. Hey, don't you fall right now. Be a bad deal. Mama would cry. That is a dead limb. Anyways, hey y'all, let's smoke a cigar. You want to? quit for these cotton picking flies, everything will be perfect. I want you to die. Put the hat on for this, so at least I look the part.
Hey, you know, I had all girls. Growing up, I didn't necessarily want them to be big time hunters. I wanted them to go, but what I really wanted them to do was hear drumming. Way more than whistling wings or an elk bugling. I wanted them to hear drumming. And it's the most magnificent, misunderstood sound in nature. You can't really get 5 biologists to agree on how they make that sound. And I'm convinced some people can hear it and some people can't. I used to could hear it great until I got on up there in years, and now I can hear it again a little bit with those Tetra hearing aids, but it's the most odd sound ever. And if you ever hear it, if you ever dialed into that sound, it's one that you'll never forget. You can almost feel it when they get close. I've always been able to hear it good, never could coarse it. And it sounds better in different places, you know, like out in Texas, where it's low humidity and different kind of dirt and that caliche rock, you can hear them drumming for a long way. These old bad turkeys around here, it may be inside of 20 or 30 yards, but if you ever hear it, you'll never forget it.
Sometimes I wonder about my never-ending hunger for chasing thunder.
Rope-a-dope right there, son. Look at that thing, boy.
First morning in Indiana, we found a bird. Running down from the hill.
Hey everybody, welcome to Spur Brands Changing Seasons. I'm Mike Chambliss and welcome to the show. Kenny Bevins joins us from Whitetail Edge and he's in Indiana and kills a great bird. I hope you enjoy it.
Well, it is April 25th, the first day of my Indiana turkey season. It's about 4:20 in the morning. I'm up trying to get all my gear ready. I'm gonna self-film, so I have a lot of things I'm taking down, and I got about an hour drive. So anyways, I'm really excited. I've been tossing and turning since 3:30. I was unable to take a long beard last year. Just didn't work out. I was trying to take one with the bow. I was trying to do time lapses and self-film, and that combination just didn't work out for me last year. So I was able to get some really good B-roll. They got to about 50 yards, staged up where the decoys were at, which of course was too far for me to take a bow shot of that distance. So I wasn't thinking when I set those decoys up how far away. I was thinking more of the sunrise and a time lapse. So it's not the first time a time lapse has cost me a deer or a turkey, but last year it did. So I'm excited to make up for that this year. Anyway, I'm gonna get on the road. I gotta get this stuff loaded in the truck, get down there. Stay tuned and wish me luck. Well, I finally got on the road. I'm about 25 minutes into the drive, 25 minutes left. I'm trying to do this interview here and drive. It's kind of complicated a little bit. Anyway, I got to get down there. Got an hour for sunrise. I got 3 avian decoys I got to get set up. A Jake, a lay down hen, and then a regular hen. And then I'm going to put a couple GoPros stationed to watch them, so I can try to get some good footage. And then I'm going to have my main camera, Tacticam, and another GoPro on me inside the blind, the redneck blind. So anyway, I'm gonna get down there and try to get this all set up, get settled in. I wasn't able to come down and roost any turkeys due to work, time constraints, and so I kind of know where they hang out from previous years. This redneck blind is set up, it's a bell blind, set up pretty close to where I need to be, and hopefully I can get the Woodhaven calls to bring them on in closer. So anyway, I'm gonna get down there, get this all set up. So many things can go wrong when you're self-filming, but hopefully today it'll all come together.
This gobbler just came through about 10 minutes ago, and I didn't have good light for the camera, so I passed him up. Just gonna sit here, got the spur brand on, and see if I can get a little bit better light. It's a dreary kind of low front just came through, so I'm gonna get him back up here to the decoys where I got the GoPros up and stuff and try to get a good setup. I know the lighting's not good for this interview either, but I wanted to do an interview, so we'll see what happens. He's still doing his thing out there.
Well, it's April 25th. Got this big bird down here in Indiana. It's my first bird with spur brand. I switched over from Drury Outdoors this year, hunted with Ben Rising at Whitetail Edge, which then got me involved with spur brand. And Drury Outdoors was just awesome to be around. I've learned so much from them. But I wanted to go back and hunt with Ben a little bit, so I decided to head that way. It was a good hunt this morning. I got down here, forgot my Woodhaven mouth call, so I hadn't messed with my cameras much, so I'm messing with those in the blind, trying to get everything set up because I'm self-filming. But I did have my Woodhaven crystal and the Vortex scope, and with that, with the spur brand, got this big bird down. It was a short hunt, but I got some good footage. I had some multiple camera angles. So it was a short season. Now the fun part, I'm gonna try to get this guy cleaned up. Already have him tagged with teletracking here in Indiana, makes it tagging pretty easy. Gonna get all that taken care of and enjoy the rest of this day and a short season. Maybe I can get Ben over here to get one. He's already hunted with me before on my family farm down in southern Indiana. This farm is in the middle of the state where we don't have a lot of birds, but over the last few years, numbers have started to go up, so I decided to take one this year. Hopefully it was a good hunt. Self-filming is never easy, but I got it done.
I hope y'all like the show. Stay tuned next week as I hunt on my own farm in Indiana.
Well, we're settled in for a long afternoon sit. It's about 4 o'clock and it's warm, probably 89, 90 degrees and really windy. 20 mile an hour plus, probably gusted up to 30. So we decided to get off down in this bottom, this creek bottom, and just post up, put a couple decoys out. Not really gonna hear gobbling good unless they're really close. You know, getting up on top on the canyons and glassing and covering ground, you know, on top, looking down in the canyons and trying to find stuff out probably wouldn't work on a day like today. So getting down in is probably the best bet. Be it for at least 2 hours, probably closer to 3. And hopefully we'll get one interested and fired up, maybe come on into our decoys. Hey, right here, right here, right here. Gobbler, right here. Walking straight in. He heard the call, he's coming. About 100 yards. Here comes another one. 2 of them coming. Looks like they're gonna come straight to the decoys. I'm gonna shoot the strutter. Little close together, too close together. Okay, one on the right. Got him. All right. Oh, man. Another big Rio down, western Oklahoma, man. Windy, tagged out in western Oklahoma. Canadian River Hilton. Doesn't get any better, man. Yes.
Awesome. I tell you what, never gets old looking at a creature this beautiful. Look at those colors. Afternoon hunt too with the sun. Nice spurs, good beard. A perfect Rio. We got one this morning early, right off the roost, had an incredible hunt. Big turkey this morning, real long spurs, and this afternoon, got this nice 2-year-old bird. Tickled to death, heart was beating the same on this one as it was the first one. Western Oklahoma, hunting with our great friend, Justin Akins, Canadian River Hilton. It doesn't matter. We have success when we come out here because it's a top-notch operation. Justin and his staff do a tremendous job, management, deer, turkeys, the whole 9 yards, and puts you in the spot to be successful. And we were successful today. Tagged out Oklahoma. Don't know what else to say.
Welcome to Victory Outdoors Just Turkey. Over the years, Victory Outdoors has been one series made up of turkey hunts and big game hunts. Because of our success, we decided to split that into 2 series. Just Turkey will be all that, just turkey. Can't wait to share these hunts with you. Stay tuned.
What an amazing turkey and what an amazing hunt. It just doesn't get any better than that.
So going into this turkey season, one of my main goals was to get my brother hunting a turkey. He's killed a turkey before, but he hasn't really been turkey hunting that much. So I think it's always fun to go hunting with someone who hasn't been hunting that much and teaching them new things. My dad also went along with us. I think it's a great bonding time with all 3 of us, and it's just always a blast. But as the season went on, we had so many closer encounters, and Haynes started to get down. So I took it upon myself to get him a bird.
Shoot it, just shoot it, shoot the target.
I do chase on myself, that's a dead turkey.
Alright, I'll try and make this short, but today is April 10th, turkey use season here in Iowa. I have my little brother with me, Hayden. We got all set up, got ready. So far we've got about like 6 different birds gobbling on the other property, but hopefully whenever they fly down they'll come right over here. But kind of a cold morning, but it feels nice.
Whenever Hayden wasn't able to go, I'd always be off my bow. Last year I had several close encounters, but wasn't able to seal the deal. So this year I was determined to kill him with a bow.
I was hoping that he would turn away so I could pull back and maybe shoot him, but it just didn't happen.
So it was the morning of May 3rd. Garrett and I woke up early to go set out a blind. After setting up the blind, daylight was starting to crack, but there was a heavy overcast, so the birds weren't gobbling too much like they were the night before. But after a while, the overcast kind of went away, and then the birds had started hammering.
Oh my God, Garrett with me behind the camera. It's starting to get daylight here. We're hearing a bunch of gobbles, but I think they're roostering out, so hopefully they'll fly down pretty soon. It should be fun. Stick with us.
As I called surely and slowly, they made their way in. The lead bird saw the decoy and instantly went in for it.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I was getting many times. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna shoot right whenever the turkey's behind this. And he got right out in front of you. You should have right whenever you shot him.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I was getting nervous. This is my first bow turkey. For 2 years now, I've been trying and had a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs. But anyways, this morning it worked perfectly. Like, we heard him off the roost, called a little bit, and they came right in. Well, this one did. He had four others or so with him, but he came right into the decoys. It was perfect. Made a great shot, and he probably ran 50 yards or so and crashed in the timber probably about 5 yards. But anyways, I am so pumped. I've been waiting for this for a long time. So after I got my bird, my main focus switched back to Hayden. We woke up mornings after mornings and was just still having the same luck as before, just super close calls. But one foggy morning, we went to a spot, heard some gobbles, but the turkey just wouldn't commit, and I think he went off with some other hens.
We had some birds probably like 300 yards away gobbling their heads off, but none of them would come in. So we decided to maybe drive around at some places that we can hunt, see if we can maybe find one. And we got a tom strutting with 2 hens, I think, out in this field. Clear over there. I don't think you guys can see them, but they're out there. So we're probably gonna try. So we're probably gonna try and go make a move on them, see what happens.
So as we were driving around, I ended up actually spotting a tom with 2 hens out in the field, and I looked up on my hunt stand and found out it was actually my dad's friend who owned the field. So I gave him a call, and he said that we can just go and hunt it. So after we got to go ahead, I tried figuring out what would be the best way to put a spawn stock on this bird, and the best thing to do was just park along one of the roads and try and sneak our way up the field edge to him.
Alright guys, so after these birds just left the field, me and Hayden decided to move up, and they didn't end up going over the hill. They just stayed right in this little green field over here. But there's a hen maybe like 100 yards away just eating, and then I happened to look into the little ditch area, and I could see the tom strutting on the other side, maybe like 70 yards away. So I did some calls, and he's just spawning right now. So I think he's probably gonna be coming in pretty fast, hopefully.
So after he gobbled, I'm like, we gotta get set up right now and quick, because he was coming in hot. We dashed, we were just right next beside the field line. We were not hidden very well at all. I took my Jake decoy and I stuck it right out there, and I hustled back. I yelped a little bit more, and he was making his way in. It wasn't maybe like 2 minutes, and I see him break the field line 25 yards away from us.
Damn, okay, there you go. Just wait. Just wait. Just stay on. Just wait, don't shoot yet.
And Hayden, he was wanting to shoot him pretty quick, so I had to tell him to hold back. But as soon as that turkey got into the decoy, I told him he could shoot it, and he hammered it.
Whenever he stops. Wait.
Oh my god.
You're soaked up.
Oh my goodness.
So after getting my brother a bird, I felt like this season was one of my best turkey seasons ever. I felt accomplished getting a bird with a bow, especially, and also getting my little brother another turkey. Now that turkey season's over. Now it's on to deer season.
It's hard to reap them with a bow, though. Like that. Don't move, Hayden.
Well, that was some good content. You can't find that anywhere, just right here. Turkey season live on the Mossy Oak GO app. And remember, it's every Monday and it's always free, so come right back here. See you then.